Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in life when you're tempted to give up, tempted to hand over your dreams, your strength, your belief to the doubts of this world. But let me tell you something today. Don't surrender your power. Your power is not in what people gave you. It's in what you were born with. It's in the fire that burns inside your heart. The world will try to convince you that you're not good enough, not strong enough, not smart enough. And the danger is not in their words. It's in you believing them. Because the moment you believe their doubts, you surrender your power. Power is not about money, titles, or fame. Power is about choice. The choice to rise when you fall. The choice to keep moving when the road gets hard. The choice to say, I will not quit. When life tells you to stop, that choice is your weapon, your crown, your identity. Never let anybody strip it from you. Think about it. History was never written by those who surrendered. It was written by those who stood, even when they were alone. Every great man or woman who ever changed the world faced rejection, mockery, even failure. But they refused to surrender their power, and you've got dreams too. You've got battles only you can fight. But the question is, will you fight? Will you hold your ground when life pushes you back? Will you believe in yourself when no one else does? Because here's the truth. The only one who can truly defeat you is you, and the only way you lose is if you surrender. So today, I challenge you, stand tall, guard your power, protect your dreams, refuse to let fear, failure, or people's opinions decide your destiny. Say it with me, I will not surrender my power, I will rise, I will fight, I will win, life is not fair. Let's accept that. Some people are born rich, others poor. Some are born into comfort, others into struggle. But let me tell you something that can change your entire outlook. Your power is not in your circumstances, it's in your choices. Circumstances are like the weather. You can't control when it rains, when the sun shines, or when the storm comes. But you can control whether you build an umbrella, whether you plant seeds, or whether you stand firm in the storm. That's choice, and choice is power. Most people surrender their power because they believe they are victims of circumstance. They say things like, I can't succeed because of where I come from. I can't win because nobody supports me. I can't move forward because life is too hard. And with those words, they hand over their power. They give up the one thing that could have saved them their ability to choose. Think about it. Every great story of success is built not on perfect circumstances, but on powerful choices. A child born in poverty can choose to study, to fight, to rise above his situation. A woman told she can't achieve something can choose to prove the world wrong. A man who falls 7 times can choose to stand up 8. Your choices shape your destiny, not luck, not background, not even talent, but choice. You may not choose the family you were born into, but you can choose the future you build. You may not choose the pain life gives you, but you can choose whether that pain breaks you or makes you stronger. Let me tell you this. The world respects those who choose courage over fear, discipline over laziness, hope over despair. When you choose to rise instead of surrender, you tell life, you will not control me. I control me. So, the next time you face a challenge, stop asking, why me? And start asking, what now? That question shifts your mindset from victim to victor, because when you stop blaming circumstances, you start using choices. And that's where true power begins. Remember this. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond. Circumstances may test you, but your choices will define you. Don't surrender your power to what you cannot control. Guard your power by choosing wisely, choosing boldly, and choosing to never quit. One of the most dangerous things you can ever do in life is to hand over your self-worth to somebody else's opinion. The moment you let people define you, the moment you start believing their judgments about your life, that is the moment you surrender your power. Understand this, people will always talk. If you succeed, they will say you were lucky. If you fail, they will say you were foolish. If you dream big, they will say you're unrealistic. And if you play it safe, They will say you're ordinary. No matter what you do, opinions will always be there, good, bad, and ugly. But here's the truth. Their opinion is not your reality. Too many people waste their lives trying to live up to the expectations of others. They chase approval like it's oxygen, desperate for validation. They let a few words of criticism destroy their confidence. But why? Because they forgot who holds the pen to their life story. Let me remind you, it's not them, it's you. When you let people's voices drown out your own, you lose your identity. You lose your dreams, you lose your strength. And that's exactly why so many talented people never rise. They surrender their power to the noise of others. Listen carefully. The world did not give you your gift, so don't let the world take it away. The world did not create your purpose, so don't let the world cancel it with a comment. Your worth is not based on likes, followers, applause, or approval. Your worth comes from within. Think about an eagle. If a crow tries to peck at it, does the eagle stop flying? No. It soars higher until the crow cannot breathe at that altitude. That's exactly how you must deal with negativity. Don't argue, don't fight, don't explain yourself to everyone. Just rise so high that the noise can't reach you. Let me tell you something powerful. You don't need the world's permission to shine. You don't need their approval to walk your path. You only need courage to believe in yourself, even when nobody else does. That courage is what separates leaders from followers, winners from quitters, and believers from doubters. So the next time someone tells you, you can't do it, don't surrender your power. Stand tall, smile, and say, watch me, because the greatest revenge against doubt is achievement. Remember, you are not who they say you are who you decide to be. Never hand over your self-worth to others' opinions. Keep your power, protect your value, and live life on your own terms. Failure, that one word has broken more dreams than poverty, more hearts than rejection, and more spirits than defeat. But let me tell you something that can change the way you look at failure forever. Failure is not the end, it's the classroom of champions. Every single person you admire, every inventor, every leader, every achiever has one thing in common: they failed. And not once, not twice, but over and over again. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before he gave the world the light bulb. Imagine if he had quit on his 100th try, or his 500th. Imagine if he had said, maybe they're right, I'm not good enough. We would still be sitting in darkness. But here's the difference. Successful people see failure as a lesson, not a life sentence. They understand that every failure carries a message. It teaches you what doesn't work so you can discover what does. It shapes your resilience, sharpens your character, and strengthens your willpower. Too many people make the mistake of surrendering their power at the first sign of failure. They fall once and they say, I guess this dream isn't for me. They face rejection and they say, maybe I'm not meant to succeed. Let me remind you, failure is not proof that you can't win. It's proof that you're in the game. And if you're in the game, you still have a chance to win. Think of a child learning to walk. He stumbles, he falls, he cries, but does he give up? No. He tries again and again until he takes his first steps. Why? Because deep inside he knows falling is part of walking. The same is true in life. Falling is not failing. Staying down is failing. Your failures are not meant to break you. They are meant to build you. They are stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. Each one is a chapter in your story, not the end of your book. If you treat failure as a teacher, you'll come out stronger, wiser, and hungrier than ever. So the next time you fail, and you will because we all do, don't surrender your power, don't bury your dreams, don't walk away. Look failure in the eye and say, thank you for the lesson. Now watch me rise. Remember this, failure is not your enemy, it's your mentor. The only true failure is quitting. As long as you keep moving forward, every setback is just a setup for your comeback. Your dreams are not just ideas, they are treasures, precious, rare, and powerful. But here's the problem. Most people don't guard their dreams, and because of that, they allow others to steal them, crush them, or convince them to abandon them. A dream is like a seed. If you plant it in the soil of doubt, it will never grow. If you leave it exposed, people will step on it, mock it, and destroy it before it even has a chance to bloom. But if you protect it, water it, and guard it with your life, one day it will grow into a tree so tall that even those who doubted you will sit in its shade. Protecting your dream means being selective with who you share it with. Not everyone deserves to hear your vision. Some people can't see past their own limitations, so when you tell them your dream, they'll project their fears onto you. They'll say it's impossible, nobody in your family has ever done that, be realistic. But listen, your dream was not given to them. It was given to you, and only you can see it, believe it, and bring it to life. If you want to know how valuable your dream is, just look at how much resistance it attracts. The bigger the dream, the greater the opposition. That's why you must guard it like a treasure. Protect it from negativity. Protect it from laziness. Protect it from your own doubts. Think about it this way. If you had a bag full of diamonds, would you leave it on the street unguarded? No, you would lock it up, keep it close, and defend it at all costs. Your dream is worth more than diamonds because diamonds can be replaced, but a dream once lost may never return. Protecting your dream also means fueling it daily. Feed it with belief, discipline, and action. Work on it even when no one claps, even when no one notices. Because one day, the same people who laughed at you will ask you how you did it, and in that moment, your dream will not just be yours. It will be proof that protecting your vision was worth it. Never forget, the world doesn't respect abandoned dreams. It respects fulfilled ones, so guard your treasure. Defend your vision, and when life tries to rob you of your dream, stand firm and say, "This belongs to me, and I will not surrender it." Fear is the silent thief of dreams. It whispers in your ear, what if you fail? What if they laugh? What if you're not good enough? And if you listen too long, fear will paralyze you before you even take the first step. But courage is the shield that protects your power from fear. Understand this, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is standing tall in spite of fear. It's moving forward when your knees are shaking, when your voice is trembling, when your heart is pounding. Courage doesn't mean you're fearless. It means fear didn't win. Every time you act with courage, you build a wall around your power. You protect it from doubt, from insecurity, from the opinions of others. Courage is what allows you to say, "I may not have all the answers, but I will not back down." Think about the heroes we admire, leaders, pioneers, innovators. Were they fearless? No, they were scared like you and me. But they decided that their purpose was bigger than their fear. They chose courage over comfort, and that choice made them unforgettable. Courage is not always about fighting a war or climbing a mountain. Sometimes courage is simply standing up for yourself when no one else will. Sometimes it's saying no when everyone expects you to say yes. Sometimes it's chasing a dream that nobody else believes in but you. And sometimes it's getting out of bed one more time after life has knocked you down. That's courage. But here's the secret. Courage grows with action. The more you step forward, the stronger your shield becomes. The first time, it's hard. The second time, it's scary. But by the 10th time, courage feels natural. You begin to realize that fear doesn't go away, you just learn to rise above it. And let me tell you something powerful. Fear destroys more lives than failure ever will. People don't fail because they tried and lost. They fail because they never tried at all, and that's why courage is priceless. It keeps you in the fight when fear is telling you to quit. So, if you want to protect your power, pick up the shield of courage. Don't wait for fear to disappear, move through it. Don't wait for perfect conditions, act in faith. Don't wait for people's approval, trust yourself. Remember, courage is not about being the strongest person in the room. It's about being the one who refuses to surrender. Because the brave may not live forever, but the fearful never truly live at all. There are many kinds of defeats in life. Losing money, losing opportunities, losing relationships. But let me tell you something, none of those compare to the greatest defeat of all. Surrender. Why? Because when you surrender, you are not just losing a battle. You are giving away your future. You are laying down your weapons while the war is still winnable. You are declaring yourself defeated before life has even finished testing you. Listen carefully. Failure is not final. Struggle is not permanent. Pain is not eternal. But surrender turns all of those into a reality. It freezes your growth, it buries your dreams, and it kills the fire inside you. That's why the greatest defeat is not being beaten by the world. It's beating yourself by giving up. Think about this. How many dreams have died, not because they were impossible, but because somebody surrendered too early? How many inventions never came to life because someone said, "It's too hard"? How many voices of greatness were silenced because they surrendered to fear, doubt, or fatigue? The graveyard is full of surrendered dreams. Don't let yours be one of them. Here's the truth. Life will push you. It will knock you down. It will test you until you feel like you have nothing left. But as long as you are breathing, you still have power. And as long as you refuse to surrender, there is always hope. The battle is not lost until you stop fighting. Some of the greatest victories in history happened at the very edge of surrender. The darkest night often comes just before the dawn. The deepest pain often comes just before the breakthrough. What separates the winners from the quitters is not talent, not luck, not connections. It's the refusal to surrender. When you stand your ground, when you say, "I will not quit, I will not bow, I will not hand over my power," life has no choice but to yield. Because life cannot defeat a spirit that refuses to break. So I ask you today, what battle are you in? What dream feels too far? What goal feels impossible? I don't care how many times you've failed, how many doors have slammed, or how heavy the burden feels. Don't you dare surrender, because the moment you do, it's over. But the moment you keep fighting, you still have a chance. And sometimes that one more chance is all you need. Remember this forever. Defeat is not when you fall down. Defeat is when you choose not to get back up. Don't surrender your power. Don't surrender your dreams. Don't surrender your destiny.